Hi everyone, welcome to this video. This is the final video in the series on the restoration of the front suspension, and in this video we'll take all the components that we restored in the previous videos and assemble them onto the chassis. It won't take that long, so we'll get right to it. The front suspension has been completely installed with the top wishbones, bottom wishbones, the anti-roll bar, the stub axle, the upright and trunnion. Firstly, I'm going to show you the stub axle. I already installed this, but although I ordered this stub axle to be for a Triumph Spitfire, and that should fit Lotus Europa, a couple of issues. Firstly, I had to put some washers in here because the end on the inside wasn't threaded far enough, so I couldn't tighten it. So I put some washers in here. Now the stub axle's nice and tight. The second problem is that the hole for the split pin is right on the outside instead of further to the middle. This means that I have to put some washers on the outside as well, otherwise I cannot adjust the play of the wheel and install the split pin on the end. So now we're going to install the hub. I've got the hub right here. You can see this felt seal. We need to impregnate this with some EP90 gear oil. So now we're just going to put some oil on this, let it soak for a little bit. So as you can see, the felt seal absorbs all of the oil. So now we can put the hub onto the stub axle. Slide it on as far as you can. There's a D washer on the end and it only fits one way around. So now normally you put the castellated nut on the end and you tighten it, but we have to add a couple of washers first. We're going to take the castellated nut. Now we tighten it by hand and we make sure that we use the wrench in this way, so we don't put any torque on it. Okay, now we tighten it as hard as we can in this way, and then we want to loosen the nut one flat, like this, and then you want to take a split pin. Find the nearest hole and then you bend the split pin over, but we're not going to do that at the moment because I might need to loosen this, otherwise I need to use a new split pin every time. Now we put the grease cap on, which I can't do with the split pin in it, but I'm going to take the split pin out, put the grease cap on. That's it. As you can see, there's not any play in the bearings. This is the way to do it. Now there's something that I failed to mention before, and I failed to mention this because this is just a mock-up of the front suspension. It all has to come apart again. Is that you have to install these penny washers between the bushes and the nuts, and also between the bushes and these pivot tubes that are welded to the chassis. This is because otherwise the forces from accelerating and braking might pull or push the bush over this little tube, then you won't have any bush in your wishbone anymore. So it's very important that you put these penny washers between the bushes and the nuts, and between the bushes and these pivot tubes. The next thing I'm going to show you is how you want to fill these trunnions with EP90 gear oil. Don't use any grease. I'm going to undo the small nut and you take an oil can like this. Put it in the hole and you pump the oil. and you want to pump the oil until this fills and the oil will leak out of between the seal. So this is the way to do it. You completely pump oil into this because the upright's hollow. The oil will go through and then it will travel up all the threads on the trunnion and it will seep out between the seal and the upright. So I'm going to keep pumping oil into this until it's completely filled. So now you've seen I've completely restored the front suspension. It's time to say goodbye because this is the end of this video. If you have any questions about the things that you saw in this video, you can contact me through my website or leave a comment below. You can also look at a written explanation and a lot of photographs of all the work that I did on my website. And in the meantime, you can subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. And I hope I'll see you next time. Goodbye.